Hi everyone, welcome into Jump Ball. My name is Yaniv Berkovitz. I am your host. Today we are discussing a lot of things NBA offseason, including the Lakers signing Dwight Howard to replace the injured DeMarcus Cousins, Team USA's struggle in the FIBA World Cup's warm-up games, as well as the Nuggets doubling down on Jamal Murray with a contract extension. Let's jump right into it. Here we go. Now it's the NBA offseason. Of course, a lot of the attention shifts to international play, with Team USA in the FIBA World Cup. A lot of star players have decided not to play, and you could say that this roster has rather been a little makeshift. Now, they took on Team Australia recently and lost. A 78-game win streak in international play snapped by Team USA. This is the first time that Greg Popovich has overtaken the team as the head coach, as Mike Krzyzewski has stopped. Now, snapping a 78-game win streak to Team Australia is absolutely unacceptable. Team Australia is respectable. They have Joe Ingles and Patty Mills, who went off in this game, scoring 30 points, much to the delight of Greg Popovich, his current coach in the NBA, was happy to see his point guard succeed, even though it was against his own Team USA. But the bottom line here that we cannot look past is that this is, in fact, an unacceptable loss. Team USA is widely expected to cruise to a gold, as they are in almost every international play tournament. But it's safe to say I'm a little concerned about this roster and the way that they played in this game, to say the least. There were some adjustments that were made prior to the game. Greg Popovich started Donovan Mitchell at the 1 and Kemba Walker came off the bench. Those are both things that I'm sure will be tinkered with as the tournament begins. Luckily, this was just an exhibition game. But consider me a skeptic heading into the tournament. I am slightly concerned about this roster being able to get the job done in international play. We'll see though. Next bit of news. The Los Angeles Lakers decided to sign Dwight Howard, once again, to replace DeMarcus Cousins and his season-ending ACL injury. Now, people do recover from ACL injuries rather quickly these days, but given that this is DeMarcus' third major leg injury in the last 2+ seasons, it's safe to assume that he most likely will not be back. They decided to go with Dwight Howard, overlooking someone who I think they should have taken a closer look at, and that person is Joakim Noah. The reason that I believe they should have taken a closer look is that Joakim Noah is a very accomplished defender as well. He was a Defensive Player of the Year for one season, as well as a very tremendous passer as a big man. He's a guy who can live outside the paint, most likely will fit the Lakers scheme a little bit better in my view, as he can live around the free throw line area and make the right passes to a cutting Anthony Davis, who is the most effective rim roller in the NBA today. Dwight Howard, I foresee some paint clogging issues as they had last season, as LeBron loves to drive, AD loves to get to the rim, and now you have Dwight Howard as well, where Joakim could have perhaps provided some spacing. Of course, the Lakers decided to jump in on the Dwight Howard train once more, hoping that Laker Nation will rally behind them and that this will work out for them in the long run. I'm on the pessimistic side, of course, hoping that Anthony Davis will end up playing more minutes at the 5, because I think that's where they will be most effective. Now, the final piece of news that I'd like to discuss in this NBA offseason is the controversial signing of Jamal Murray by the Denver Nuggets for a 5-year, $170 million contract extension. Jamal Murray is a 21-year-old guard out of Kentucky who's performed relatively well for a surging Denver Nuggets team that looks to be around for quite some time, centered around the talented Nikola Jokic. However, 5 years, 170 can seem a bit aggressive for a guy who's yet to really prove himself. I've heard people say that Jamal Murray is no better than a sixth man. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that perspective, as the Denver Nuggets were within one game of making the Western Conference Finals in their first playoff run with this core unit. It is enticing to see that the Nuggets are doubling down on the core that they have established through the draft. Jokic and Murray have an incredible rapport on the court with dribble handoffs and pick and rolls, and Jokic being able to find him with those cutting lanes and things of that nature. Can Jamal Murray live up to this contract is the real question. He's now within the paying realm of guys like Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, John Wall, guys who have established themselves as perennial all-stars in the NBA. Jamal Murray is a streaky shooter. He had a game in the playoffs scoring in single digits, and then he had a game in the playoffs where he scored 20 in a quarter that led the Nuggets to a victory. That's the guy they're going to need for the forthcoming years that will allow the Nuggets to achieve the ceiling that they hope to. Connolly was recently extended as the president of basketball operations for the Nuggets, and it's because of decisions like this. He seems to be a loyal guy to his star players and guys that really feel that they can carry this franchise to the next level. We'll have to see where that goes. That's all the topics that we decided to discuss today on Jump Ball. Thanks so much for joining us. Once again, my name is Yaniv Berkovitz. If you guys have any questions, comments, things that you'd like me to bring up in the next episode, or things that you have an opinion on that I brought up in this episode, go ahead and reach out to us on Instagram, jumpball_podcast, as well on Twitter. It is also jumpball_podcast. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We appreciate it.